Hey, this is Daniel. This is the preacher. We're on the back 40, and we're here about to plant some multiplying onions, or some bunching onions. You know, with the ones with the green tops, and that you buy sometimes. These things go good in gumbo and go good in tater salad, some chicken stew. Man, go good with scrambled eggs. Go good with all sorts of things. Now, before I show you what we're about to do, I'm not going to show you the whole planting because it's sprinkling rain. I want to try to get these in the ground, but I just want to give you a little idea what we're doing. Right. We got these here bulbs. You can save these after your green onions go to seed. The tops will dry. It'll make a little flower and it'll dry. Come about March, they'll die. April, you dig them up, you hang them somewhere, let them dry, and you save these bulbs. These are already, it's August right now. It's August. September is a good time, the end of August, first part of September, you plant these. And they'll grow tops for you. Man, you'll get bunches out of them like this. And they're multiplying onions. And anyway, make you some tops cut off of you. You can pull them up and put one of them back. And you break these apart. And you plant each individual node there, these individual bulbs. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this triple 13. This triple 13. Now what a green onion needs mainly, the nitrogen is for the top of the plant. The bottom part, the potash and so forth, is for the bottom of the plant, if I got that correct, for the root part. And this is for the fruit. The middle part is always for the fruit. Now, what this is going to need in about 3 or 4 weeks is you to come and side dress some nitrogen on it. That'll make it grow real pretty, real nice. And then about 3 or 4 weeks later, do it again, a little nitrogen to it. But we're going to sow this in the ground. Man, let me tell you, don't ever throw these things away, no matter what your wife tells you. Now, we don't necessarily drink Folgers coffee, but we do at church, and we drink community coffee. But most time, 9 days out of 10, we're drinking coffee that I roast myself. That's a whole nother story. You can look at another video about that. But I'll fill this thing up and I'll sow it with this triple 13 fertilizer. And what I'm doing, that's a little old vine my wife wanted me to leave there. She had grown some cantaloupe and didn't really get much. We've seen the garden tomatoes about drying up. Still got a few on there. Okra is still doing pretty fair, growing slow, not like what I wanted. I really probably need to put a little bit more fertilizer to it, but I made me a furrow in this. Now, I should have come by and I did this earlier and cleaned this up, but I wanted to get these planted before this rain comes. We're expecting a hurricane to come up, maybe throw some rain through here. So I'm gonna plant both of these rows right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that fertilizer down that furrow right there and come covered up. And then I'm gonna plant these bulbs in the ground, and I'm just going to set them in there just under the dirt. As a matter of fact, if I can come back over here, let me show you one of these. I'm going to plant, you see, all right, you see that little sprout coming out of the top of there? I'm going to just leave that sticking out. I'm going to leave that sticking out just out of the ground, that little sprout. I'll take these, I'll break them apart, and just take them. It don't matter. I got one hand doing this here, but you can break that apart and just like that, stick it in the ground. There's actually 2 if you look in here real close. There's actually 2 in here, but you leave it just like that. But I'll break these apart and just break them apart like that, and I'll leave that green just sticking out of the ground. Leave that little sprout sticking out of the ground there. And then I'm gonna put this triple 13 fertilizer. Maybe I'll make another video. Give me just a minute. Be back. Check out the next video on these green onions, multiplying onions.